Hello, everybody. Tiana Smith here with Tiana Smith Coaching and the Seven Figure Club. I'm so excited to have you here today. As we're warming everything up and getting the party started, I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. It's such an incredible time to be alive. So please put in the comments, where do you live? And also feel free to share what you do. This is a place of community. And I want to tell you, this is live. And so, those of you who have taken the time to come live, you're going to get to ask any questions. At the end of this, there's going to be coaching and consulting and so many surprises. I'm telling you, this will be one of the best presentations you've ever been on. And I do guarantee that. So, I'm seeing people from Boise and Idaho, Florida, Dallas, Texas. So excited to have all y'all here. I almost put on my new red cowgirl hat I got this weekend, but sometimes the hats distract me and I get hot. But I'm sure I'll do a consulting call with some of you who end up being in our group. So glad to see you. I see some photographer, professional speaker, educator. Great to see you, Dawn. I wish I could see all your faces, and that's part of doing the coaching. So we're going to keep going. Okay, awesome. Mansfield, hometown, my new hometown right now. Edwin, great to have you. So exciting. I didn't know you were in Mansfield also. That's great. So I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a little town about 35 minutes from, it's not little, where I used to live was little in California. You got a shout out. Absolutely. I'm here to do the shout outs. We've got Fernando and Tyler, Jalissa, I hope I said your name correctly, coming in from Atlanta. Mario, Fort Worth. Awesome. Mario, great to see you. So excited. So yes, feel free to put in the comments what you do as well. And North Carolina, Ashley, awesome. Well, put it on in. One of my things I do teach you guys in my program is your I am statement. So this is really exciting. So we're going to just give it another minute. Let everybody join live. I also just want to say, I think a few of you may have got a lot of texts at one time because, sometimes the little tech goblins become goblins and sometimes they're fairies. But either way, we love tech, we love funnels. And thanks for being my friend and for being understanding and hopefully laughing when tech goes awry, because it does. So I like to focus in on, we're here live. That's a huge win. And internet's great. You guys are great. So let's get the party started. Okay. So what we're doing today is I'm really going to dive into my proven 4-step framework to help you sell out your business in 30 days or less. Now, of course, I can't guarantee anything, but I have worked with clients for years and I've helped them get to their 5, 10, even 20K months within 30 days or less. So that's one of the results that I'm proven to help people with. I'd love to know in the comments right now before we dive on in, what would be your ideal month? Just like if you could have consistent fill in the blank months. And if you feel like sharing, that's great. If you want to just write it down beside you. But again, this is your place, right? These are your people. We get to separate from local economy. We get to tap into global economy where there is no cap, as the kids say. Is that what they say? Okay, 15K. I love that. I see there's a coach to empower women. So yeah, a lot of times people say they want to hit those 10K months. I love these 25K, 20K. Fantastic. I love this. Let's keep it going in the comments. And I'd love to know in the comments, how would that change your life? Like if you actually woke up, you're looking at your Stripe or your Square, and it's literally shown over the last year. I want you to think 1 year from today, or even December. Let's just say December, because we're right at the beginning of 2026. 5K to begin. I love that. That was my first goal, was 5K. In fact, my first goal was 2,500 because I used to teach music part-time, and I felt like if I could add an extra 2,500 a month, then I could take my kids to the zoo and go to Starbucks and take them to get clothes. So whatever your goal is, if it's 2,500, 5K, 50K, I'm telling you, this system can get you, yes, to 7 figures as well. But what I'm really going to hone in on is really helping all y'all get to those consistent 10 to 25K months. So it sounds like that's right around where a lot of you guys want to be. I'm hearing that if you had more money saved, you could travel with your kids more, reinvest it into your business. How exciting is that? I'm so excited to say just a little teaser that I have a full-time team now, and we're going to offer all you guys who came here live something very special to help out your business one-to-one. I'm hearing less stress over revenue, profit, more focused on impact. That's right. Who else is an impact-driven entrepreneur? I mean, these are the people that I work with. I love 35K months. Keep it coming. It is possible. I've done it. And I'm telling you, when I first started, we're going to talk about that. So let's dive in. You'll get to hear about my story, but mostly we're going to focus on these real frameworks. So let me give you a real quick thing before we dive in how I run these workshops. Okay. So here's the deal. You know that we don't work for free. Everybody put it in the comments. I don't work for free. And I don't mean Tiana doesn't work for free. I mean, you don't work for free. None of us can work for free. So we all know, and I like to just be upfront about this, that when you go to a live webinar or masterclass, you know, at the end, I'm going to give you the opportunity to actually get this whole framework rather than just giving you the high level strategies. You'll have the opportunity, if you so choose, to join in. And if you decide not to, that's okay too. I'm going to treat you like my VIP client right now. I love that we're saying I don't work for free. Isn't it a great one? I don't work for free. We don't work for free. So if you want me to treat you like a VIP client right now, put VIP in the comments. So the rest of this time until the very end, I'm going to just train you the way I would train my VIP high ticket paying clients who pay me $5,000 an hour, 50 to 100K for one-to-one work. I'm going to give you that level of support. So put VIP if you're ready. And the whole thing is, and you'll see about this is, like, let's not be weird about, I'm going to give you an opportunity to pay me and to go to the next level. And if not, I'm going to give you so much amazing value that I feel good about myself that I'm showing up with my impact, with my mission, and you get that. Does that sound good? So that's our fair exchange today. I love it. VIP, let's go. Okay, so let's talk about a bonus that I'm also offering for the end of this today is the opportunity to also get my 100K and 100-day proven formula. This is something very proven. I've systemized it out. So I know we're talking 10, 20K months, but put 100K in the comments if you could be like, okay, let's say we go March, April, May. By May 31st, who in here wants that 100K? Like for real. And what if you really did it? How exciting. So I just want to plant some seeds here. Okay. And officially welcome you. This is a door right outside my office door right here in my conference room where I have people. I love the 400K. I love the dreamers in here. It's the right people. You're in the right place at the right time. So you are in the right place. If you have a coaching or consulting business or some kind of creative entrepreneur, but you're struggling to get consistent paying clients. Okay. Maybe you have a program in place, but you're not sure it's actually attracting the right kinds of clients, AKA who have money to invest. And you feel like you keep having to lower your prices to get a sale. PS, don't do that, please. Okay. Or perhaps you want a clear step-by-step system to build a profitable coaching or course hybrid business. Ding, ding, ding. That's one of my specialties that works on autopilot so you can stop trading time for money while creating scalable income systems. So if you're looking at 1, 2, 3, top to bottom, which one of these is you? Which one is you? 1, 2, 3, or maybe all three. You can say all three. Put in the comments, which one of these do you relate the most to? I'd love to know in the comments as I'm going through this training so I can really cater it to you. Okay, now this masterclass is not for you if you're just here for another free class, but you don't want to apply any of it to change your life and business. You plan on watching the entire free presentation and high-level strategy and then get offended or upset when I offer you an opportunity to invest so you can 10x to 100x your sales and your list this year. Because let me give you a hint right here, and feel free to put your hints in the comments, because when you engage, the more you put in, the more you retain. That's proven. If you could 10x your investment of, let's say it's a few $1,000s and you went for the 100K, wouldn't that be a no-brainer? Okay. You're just here to criticize and critique me. And that's when I say with a smiley face flower, just bounce out now. But I don't think that's any of you, because you already seem so fun and so engaged, and I'm just so excited. Can you imagine what it's like to work here together? in person, how much fun we would all have. So here's my promise. I will deliver as much value as humanly possible in this free 60-minute masterclass. It'll probably be about 45 minutes from here, but we've already been saying hi. Nothing I'll teach you today is based on theory. Whoop. Everything you'll learn has already been tested and proven to work. I feel like that song, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Okay, so this is proven. So everybody put in the comments a number 1 if you're ready to jump in. And here's our deal together, okay? In return, here's our agreement that you keep an open mind about the new information you're going to learn today and have a can-do attitude. I really believe in that, whatever it takes. That you treat me and other attendees with respect and you take plenty of notes so you can begin to implement what you learn. Does that sound good? And also, side note, this will be up. So if you need to take screenshots, that is fine as well. All I ask is if you ever share it, that you tag me. Cool? So I'm here to help you out. And here's a couple quick tips before we jump right into the strategy, okay? I really do recommend, if at all possible, that you're in a quiet room and turn off your phone. Like, don't even have it beside you. Take this moment for you because I'm going to tell you right now what I'm going to train you in will change your business and your life if you let it. I can guarantee you that. You work hard and I want you to treat yourself to that, okay? And close your tabs and any extra apps to increase your bandwidth. Now, listen, side note, if you're somebody that's like at work and you've got an earbud in and you're just showing up and you're going to watch the replay later, props to you as well, because that is awesome. But for those of you who have the capability, let's do this, okay? So here's what you're going to learn. 3 of the biggest mistakes to avoid with your coaching and course business, okay? Because I do like to hit the nail on the head when I see a lot of mistakes and false teaching going on online. I want to help you out. You're also going to learn it's my 4-step framework for creating a profitable coaching or course or hybrid business. This is based on attraction and permission-based marketing. Who out here loves to chase or who would like to attract? Put attract or chase in the comments. I think we know what we're going to type. So this is the method that I'm going to teach you. And this includes the systems that you need in place to finally automate leads and sales so you can dominate your competition online. And that's where I get my automate to dominate, or AKA A2D. Let's do this, okay? And as mentioned, because I love to lead with transparency from the get-go, at the end, for those of you who stay to the very end, during the live part only, I'm going to offer 2 extra bonuses. One's going to be sold out. So though this is called the sold out method, the whole in-depth, my templates, my Canva, my screen shares, you're going to have the opportunity to grab that as a bonus without paying extra, as well as the quick cash injection method. Make an extra 2 to 10K from your social media following over the next 30 days with whatever people you already have in place, like essentially the low-hanging fruit. And I'd love to know which one of these, if you want to vote right now, we can say L or right for left or right, L or R for left or right. Which one appeals to you the most for the bonuses? Good news is at the end, you don't have to choose, you get both. But again, I'm trying to cater this live to all of you. So left or right, do you want to learn more of a social media marketing sold out method to grow your audience and your list? Or do you need that immediate cash injection? So I'd love to hear in the comments. Okay, so we're ready to start the party. I can't wait to see what your guys are voting on. I feel like I confused you with the L to R, but that's okay. Okay, either one. You're like both, 1 or 2. Okay, left. I like it. We got a vote coming in. She's like L. Okay. Let's go IKEA. Who loves IKEA? Put your hand up. Type IKEA. Why do you like IKEA? No, it's not all about IKEA, but IKEA gives us some really cool examples of something, all right? My son loves IKEA. Okay, so I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's say that I was going to give you $100,000 and the prize money was whoever could put together this bed fastest wins $100,000. You guys are like, this is the part we don't love about IKEA, how hard it is to put things together. Price is great. workload, not great, which is a good reference to other things, right? So here's my question for you. Would you take maybe $1,000 off the top, $2,000, hire somebody who like works in the warehouse, is ready to get this going, puts it together on repeat all the time, and then know that you're going to win faster and have 98K profit? So smart, efficient, quick. Or you're like, I don't want to spend any money. I just need to figure this out myself. And it's the SLOW version. So what do you guys think? Left or right? Do you want smart or slow? And I know you're going to type smart because it would be silly, but I want you to actually take a moment to think about how many times we've all done this, where we're like, you know what? I'm just going to figure it out myself. I don't want to pay the person exactly. I'm like, I'll pay. I'm like, 5K, 10K, we're going to win this 100K. Let's go. We will split the profits. I got you, right? But how many times have we all done this? I'd love to know if you guys want to be vulnerable. I've done it. And I want to tell you when I finally sped things up was when I got expert help. Okay. So creating funnels to get people off social media and into my business was the number one way I grew my business. But it wasn't the funnels themselves that made the biggest impact. It's what I did inside the funnels that mattered most. Okay. So a little bit about me. I'm a mom, 4, a wife, and also a dog mom of 4 again. I just got another new puppy. And when I'm not helping people nail their online marketing, you can probably find me out and about having fun with my family, shopping or walking around. That's my little puppy there. Her name's Lacey Ray. That's my husband and my son. And I love coffee. I'm like always have a coffee cup in my hand. Anybody else love coffee? I'd love to know. What's one of your favorite things to do with your money and your time? Put it in the comments. So these systems that we're talking about is what has paid for my dream life. And that's why I'm very passionate about it. These specific systems have generated it's actually closing in on 100K leads now and automated multiple 7 figures in sales for myself, as well as over tens of millions for my clients. I've used my funnel systems to automate over 60,000 leads, as I mentioned, take them off social media and build $1 million coaching and course business. And here's the kicker. It's been in part-time hours and as a solopreneur. Now, I recently did just invest in an amazing new team, and I'm so excited. They're going to be a part of this at the end. But I got to this place without a team. So I'd love to know in the comments, do you see yourself building out a large team, or would you like to be solopreneur and hire contract workers and help as you grow? I'd love to know in the comments. And what I mean by that is like, if you had systems to set up and you coached or run group coaching calls just maybe 5 hours out of a whole week, and you were still able to make a multi-6-figure income in those hours, is that your dream life? Or do you want to like scale, grow, and build the multi-million-dollar thing? So I'd love to know in the comments which one you prefer, because it's all different and this can support either. In fact, these systems have helped my team onboard really fast, or you could even sell your business. So we've got lots of options here, but I'd love to know in the comments if you would be really happy with at least starting with 100 to 250K part-time hours with a proven structure. That's typically what I hear people say. So when I first started, that was my dream. And all I had was an idea. Okay. So in 2015, even though I'd already been an entrepreneur for years, I then had a newborn baby and a 3-year-old, and I felt really overwhelmed. I was overworked and underpaid, a social media manager and web designer scrounging for clients. Can anybody relate? Nap time hustle. I don't know how many of you have kids. It definitely ups the playing field and the pressure. Am I right? I would be a billionaire for sure. I love it. I'm into billionaires. Okay, so flashback again, a dream to start my own consulting biz would bring in 10K a month. I heard from these millionaire mentors that if you could just get to your first 10K month, a lot would change. And they were sure right. And at that time, I still had 0 email list or following. So really, I was just hustling. Sometimes I would even cold call on nap time. So I did not have these systems in place. And I remember very much what that felt like. And friends and family thought I was nuts. Just a side note, it's really important that don't tell everyone your dream if nobody's ever told you that. I just remember thinking, I'm going to go all in, and I don't care if nobody believes I can do it. And at the time, I was inspired by a quote that said, this is a good one for any of you who struggle with telling people your stuff. If they're not paying your bills or raising your kids, they have no say in it. And that one phrase I would just repeat over and over and just like zone into the zone. So flashback, here's January 2015, started my consulting biz, built my first funnel. My business sales were not growing fast enough and I thought about giving up. Anybody been there? I then was like, I'm not going to give up. I just need to do this differently. Let me figure out funnels. Okay. And then I had my first 5-figure month a few months later. I actually shot past 7K to 17K. And a few months after that, I had my first 27K month. And by 2024, years later, I've closed over 7 figures for myself, and my clients have closed over 35 million. And this all started with funnel systems. Okay, anybody in here is scared of the word funnel? We're going to knock it down today. There should be no funnel fear. We're going to break this down. It's going to work. So here's what you can expect if you were to link into A2D funnel systems. Helps me add thousands to my email list every single month. Gives me direct insight into what my audience wants so I can create offers that are a perfect fit. Enables me to build loads of excitement for each product so that I have high ticket sales month after month. I do believe in a cart is always open, no stressful lunches. I do. And most importantly, I'm no longer overworked and scrounging for clients. My A2D systems help me easily. And by easily, I mean more simply, okay? It's a simple system, but life is not easy. We all have ups and downs. But the point is your system should support you so that when life is here and there, you're still making money, right? That does make life easier. And I get to work when I want, with who I want, from wherever I want. Okay, so put 3 in the comments if all 3 of these things sound good to you. What if you could say, I'm no longer overworked and scrounging for clients? These systems help me easily generate enough income. I work when I want, with who I want, and my leads are always coming in because I have systems. How would that feel if you were the one saying that about you? I'd love to know. So let's jump into the major mistakes to avoid with your online marketing. I'm actually going to start with one of my case studies testimonials because Dr. Liz was in therapy full time, and right now she's in a hybrid season. But we developed a program that helped her get 5K paying full clients rather than selling her time for a couple hundred an hour. She then got thousands of new email subscribers and became an Amazon bestseller for her new book we just released. So the mistakes that she was making and that I see most people make, and I even made, are what we're going to talk about. And then on the other side of that is a win. Okay. So number 1 mistake, copying someone else's branding and funnels and then expecting instant leads and sales. I see this all the time. And I mean, nowadays it's been easy, whether it's through AI or just software programs, which I love. And it's like, oh yeah, just copy that. And then you wonder why it's not working. Well, it's because it starts before the funnel. Your brand and funnels should be custom to you and your ideal client that you want to attract. I want you to let it go. I want you to stop thinking that funnels are too hard for you. Funnels can be fun and make it easy for you to attract your dream clients. Who here would love to fall in love with funnels? It doesn't mean that you have to be a full-time funnel developer. That's not what I mean. But when you understand the power behind it and you either work with someone who knows what they're doing or you buy a program, it will make your life so much better, easier, and more fun. It really will. Okay? Yay, I love the me. Okay, so mistake number 2, let's put a number 2 in the comments. And then let me know if you guys are relating with this, right? You're like, guilty. And we're not pushing guilt and shame. We're just saying, I've been there, right? So winging it on social media without strategy or systems. All right, I feel like this is one of the biggest mistakes I see everywhere. I even see it with very famous content creators or YouTube people. They don't have a system to automate leads, let alone sales. And this is resulting in you're just sitting on money that you could be making every day and you're not making it. Because if you're spending more than 30 minutes to an hour a day on social media, you're really doing something wrong. Okay. There is a better way. So I want to teach you how to automate everything. Put A2D in the comments if you guys are ready. Here's what automation will help you get. new followers following you on social media daily, new subscribers added to your email and text list daily, new content scheduled and shared daily, and new sales and repeat buyers generated every day. Now, listen, I'm not going to tell you that like every single day of my life do I have a new sale. I don't, but I will tell you it averages close to that, because by the time that a higher ticket client comes in, or some days there's multiple sales in a day, and a few different times in my launches I've actually had like over 300 sales in a day, which is really exciting when that happens. So this makes it that anything is possible. And I want you to put in the comments, if it's possible for her, it's possible for me, or even just write, it's possible. It's possible for you. And I want you to like claim that this is possible for me. Let's not do this whole thing where we're like, oh, well, she's in that place. No. I'm telling you, I showed you pictures, and I'm not going to like share my kids' photos, too much of them online, but I'm telling you, I was broke beside the like in the little house, wondering how I was going to pay for Starbucks. I'm telling you, I get it, but you can get yourself out. You can. And I'm going to show you how. So stop overwhelming yourself and your followers with too much content that isn't working. Okay. So this is where automation as well as content strategy comes in. So creating too much free content or all these different offers is overwhelming for you and for your audience. Okay. Like you don't need a bunch of offers. And yes, you do need to be consistent with social media posts, but they can all be aligned with your one main offers. And this creates clarity. And so we don't need 10 gajillion worksheets, checklists, and blog posts. Okay. What we need is one really good free offer, one really great sales offer, and then we can rock and roll. Okay. Last mistake, assuming sales will just happen on their own. Hilarious. Okay. If I just put up more posts or invite enough people, or if I post about it one time, sales will just happen. Friends, that's not how it works. If it worked like that, everybody would be rich. Okay, let's get a grip. That's kind of like saying if I just go to the gym once a week or once a month, or I just think about how fit I want to be, it'll happen. Everything that's worth something takes strategy, and it takes work, and it takes daily work. Okay, so who's here for the daily work because you love what you do and you're ready to rock this thing? Because if you want to start making money, you need a profitable offer and funnel framework in place. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to work harder and longer in order to make more money. This approach is going to help you take the easy button. Everybody remember the easy button? Like that was easy. Bing. Okay. Within 1 year, I went from no email subscribers and not knowing how I was going to make my next 2,500 to 3,000 new email subscribers and 100K. And I've never gone down after that. I think one time I had a 98K. But the point is, for over a decade, I've hit the 100K. Now I've scaled to the multiple annual 6, and now we're working on the 7. So this is possible for you, and it doesn't need to take as long, because the funnels I'm about to share with you, those took me from 6-figure years to 6 figures in 8 to 12 weeks. And that's what I was talking about, my 100K and 100-day formula. Okay. And this was without affiliates. This is not with webinars. This is not with a team. Clearly, this is a webinar today, but I'm talking about when I got to that point, I didn't have all those pieces or knowledge in place. It was just an email list and a great funnel and a great offer. Okay. So you can keep it simple to get to your first 100K, and then we can do some other things to get you to 7. Okay. Now, who on here is struggling with believing that this really could be possible for you? And again, you don't have to raise your hand unless you want to, or maybe you're like, I'm at 10K, but I'm struggling to get to 20K or 25K. So I want to tell you, whatever point you're at, we need to redo our mindset to believe that more is possible. Again, it's possible. Put it in the comments. It's possible. IP, let's go. So if you're saying it's not possible, it's not just been my success. I've helped so many people get to their first 10K months. Jen celebrated her first launch of her membership with 5-figure sales. When I checked back in with her just a couple months ago, she'd made, I think, close to 50K in a month. So it starts to stack, and it's so exciting. Also, one of my clients who was very much, she still worked a full-time therapy practice, and I said, look, let's just change up your sales page. Let's change up the sales qualification funnel, which is a part of my A2D program. And it jumped her to her first past 10,000 to 15,000 Canadian, about 12,000 USD. And she'd never made that much in her online program. I think she'd only made maybe 1,000. So I'm telling you, these are just a handful of my success stories. I also have a lot of other larger success stories, but I want to tell you tons within the 10 to 25K range. And then there are those who more capital and really go forward, and they even make 100K in 8 weeks, or 2 million in a 10-day period, or 25 million like Carl Allen. So I'd love to know, again, one more time in the comments, if you looked at the rest of 2026, how much would you love to take home in 2026? I'd love to hear that in the comments. So maybe right now you're like, okay, I want to get to consistent 10K months over the next 3 months, but by the end of 2026, let's say you're filing next year and you get to report your gross income. What does it look like? Let's hear it in the comments. So Ani had come to me. He's an investor, and he wanted to create a course and a mastermind around his knowledge as an investor and also owning franchises. Very successful, but he had no brand and no online presence outside of his Instagram. So he hired me, and just organically, because he did already have an Instagram following, we gained more than 1,000 new email subscribers and automated about 6 figures because he did already have an Instagram. However, he had no systems before that. So just imagine, let's say you're already sleeping on, and maybe it's not 100K, but maybe it's 10K, maybe it's 20K, right? So it's really exciting when you put your brand in place and your offers in place, that there's people already there watching you that love you and like you, and they want to buy from you. Okay. Another thing is, I want you to think about this. We can 10x your results. So the average email list is about 2% conversion. With funnels, we've been able to automate 60% conversion at times. Okay. So that means you could have 10,000, like if your next $10,000, you could focus in on 10,000 new followers, or would you rather make 10,000 from 3 followers? So what I mean by that is, sometimes people really low ball themselves. They're like selling a $97 thing, and it would take, a lot of new sales to make $10,000. Or what if you had a higher ticket offer closer to $2,500, $3,000, and then you learned how to position yourself in that way, and you only needed 3 sales a month for $10,000? What sounds better to you? Like 100 sales a month or 3 sales a month? Put it in the comments. 3 or 100? 3 or 100? 3 is easier. Okay. Same with Dr. Barbara. When we upped her course and then we turned it into a group coaching hybrid model, we could up those prices immediately. And she also sells a higher version of it for certification. So it's really cool once you have clarity around your offer, the different price points you can then structure immediately in without complicating the sales. So I would love to know on here who believes they can get 5 new sales each month. You've got 30 days. So 5 out of those 31 days, do you think you could close a sale? Again, you can do it through funnels. You could do it through a sales call, but whatever means, do you think that you have enough people already following you on social media, or that you could attract them to close 5 sales each month? Put it in the comments. How about 1,000 new subscribers? Do you think if we created an amazing offer, like with your knowledge, your expertise, and it's something you have that knowledge, you're the step up from somebody where you used to be, that you don't think that 1,000 people would download that? How would that feel? So and then we, out of those 1,000, what if only 10% converted? Could you even handle 100 new customers? That's a different question too, right? So here's the thing. Here's the bottom line. Funnels convert like crazy, which is why leading with value through your automated funnels can make lots of money. I love all the me's. I love that you guys are ready for it. But you won't make any money without a strategy in place, okay? And this is where I want to introduce to you the 4-step framework, which I call my A2D revenue engine, okay? I also call it my A2D cash injection system. So the fancy word is my revenue engine. I'm getting all heated up here. But what I really love to help people with is a cash injection. Who on here would love a cash injection? And by cash injection, what we mean is where you come up with an offer, you get super honed in, you post on social media, people say, "Hey, I'm interested," and you know how to lead them to the sale. Okay? And that's what we're going to talk about. So put a number 1 in the comments if you're ready to learn about attractor factor. So who do you want to attract, and be specific? Without this, you are not ready to make money. Like, you really do need to just hone in on who you want to attract. Good news, if you're not for sure today, you can figure that out quickly. I want to always encourage people that fast action and just getting things done, you'd be amazed at what you can accomplish. A part of this also is, again, just knowing who your ideal customer is. In our field, we say things like ICA, your ideal client avatar, essentially someone with a problem your offer is designed to solve. I'd love to know in the comments, who is your ideal client? Feel free to put it in there. Like, use this as a great testing ground, okay? And again, though, part of this is somebody who has money to invest. Okay. We don't want to just say, "Oh, yeah, I want this customer," but that's like a customer that doesn't have money. Okay. So there's got to be, it's when the circles overlap, and in the middle is like your knowledge, ideal client, in the middle, your knowledge that people will pay a lot of money for, and people that have money to pay you. Okay. Now, listen, you can probably sell your product or service to a lot of different people, but in order to make money, you do need to pick one. Don't get lost in the noise, and give yourself permission. And it's a-okay. It's okay to repel people, right? It's all about being a magnet and attracting. But the other thing about magnets, I think people forget, is that it also detracts that energy. Remember when you were a kid in school, did you do the whole magnet thing? And it's like, it would just attach to the right, like, other thing. And I don't know the words for this. I was not good at like those sciencey terms, but I remember that feeling. And then it would just like detach, repel the other one. Great. That's what your content, that's who you should be. You're going to be like a beacon to the people who just connect with you, and you're going to be like ill to the other ones, and that's okay. All right. So everybody put ill in the comments, like ill. If you're like, "I'm okay with it, that's enough. I don't want to be with the people who don't want to be with me anyway. That's yucky energy." So, if your funnel is lacking clarity, oftentimes it's because your brand, which includes the images you're using, your photography, the fonts, the colors, the words, and messaging, don't have a focus. And I would say, if I had like a big, like, blowhorn or something, this is the one I like. The ew. Thank you for whoever was like "L" in the comments and having fun with me. This is the number one right here. And this is why it doesn't work to copy other people's stuff, because then it's just not you. Okay. So you can be inspired by people. You can even copy certain elements, like, "Oh, that's cool. I want to," you can be inspired. Absolutely. We're all inspired. Nothing is really that new under the sun, but it does need to be honed in on you. Okay. And then engagement happens, that word is naturally there, if people share a common problem or interest. So you just don't want to skip any of that. Okay, so we're going to keep moving through this and getting faster, but who on here knows who their ICA is, who they want to serve online? I'd love to know in the comments. Go ahead and type it up real quick. So number 2, we need to talk about branding, because in the A2D cash injection system, and really any system, if your brand is all over the place, like, people aren't going to want to follow you. It's the first thing that they see. And it's like, I really compare it to this. If you got asked out by like your dream guy or girl, and you're going on your first date, do you think you would like dress up to the nines and be like, "This is my moment. This is my chance to shine"? Or let's say you got invited to NBC or to a morning show. Are you just like rolling out of bed? Or are you like, I gotta hire hair and makeup, I gotta invest? Like, what are you doing? So, but like every day you're on the internet. If your fonts, if your colors, if your photography is off, you don't have a brand. You don't even have a brand. So that's what's going to make it really hard for you to make money, because nobody wants to pay high ticket prices when your brand looks like a thrift store. So this is one of the main things that like people just get wrong. You only get 2 seconds to grab a stranger's attention, 2, and that's online or in person. So it matters. And it's just not long enough for anyone to read anything. And that's why it's actually really important that your visuals, your photography, the fonts, even the vibe, it's going to come across before they even have the chance to read more. Those couple seconds, like 1, 2, is it. Okay. And so we've got to take this opportunity. This is a quick before after from one of my clients. I have no idea what just happened with those words, but what I would say is, what is your brand? Like, what is your social media saying about your brand? Okay. So you can see here, even if somebody's posting consistent video content, if you even just take the extra time to fill your feed with branded images, it up levels you. And whether that's on your website or on other platforms, it says a lot about you. And side note for any of you who don't have a lot of followers yet, what's really cool is that when you have up level branding, people will totally overlook your follower count because they're like, well, they must be legit. They look so professional. So I will tell you that happens. I'm also seeing some great comments in here that Dawn is a wedding photographer, burned out, fed up, ready. Oh, they're ICA, and their ICA is ready to evolve their brand, grow their revenue. Absolutely. See how dialed in that is. So that's what I want for all of y'all, is that it's dialed in, you know who it is. One of the things we did for Jen when we worked with her in the 7-figure club is we did dial in, again, her branding first, then her offers and her funnels. And she had never made a 10K month. And as mentioned, she ended up with her 5-figure sales within just a few weeks of working through this system. And now she's grown it up to, she's getting close to 50K months. So if you just keep stacking and you just keep going at it, there is no limit. I'd say the sky is the limit, but there is no limit. All right, closing in on this, grow, part of the A2D cash injection system. You also need to promote your funnel the right way. So let's say you get the branding right, you get your ICA right, you're dialed in on your offer. Okay, but how are people going to find out about you? So put a number 3 in the comments. We're going to stand for grow. If you've ever like put something out there, okay, get ready for this, and then it was like crickets. They're like, what? I did all this work. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I've been there so many times. I wrote an email about it this week about the first time I worked with this one girl on this whole huge website. We made over 100 training videos. I'm not even joking. This was crazy. And then we only charged $27 membership and we sold 3. So you understand, we didn't even cross $100. We worked on it for months. So part of what we teach in this is like, we've got to like do things before we launch. We've got to figure it out. And this is where having simple systems in place happens. So now how do we actually, I love that you guys are like 3, you've been there, you felt the crickets. So what we want to do is we want to learn how to attract new people to us. But we don't want to do the ew things, right? We don't want to just friend everyone and send things without consent. And I know some people teach these strategies. They were taught to me. I tried them. They never seemed to work. Because I mean, who likes that? Nobody likes when, like, let's say somebody came to your door and is looking in your door and like, hey, don't you want this? You're like, hey, get away from my door. But if you approach things with respect, you ask permission, you can open a lot of doors by being respectful and more permission based. Okay. And that's what funnels give us the opportunity to do, because rather than just going directly to the sale, to the jugular, hey, you want to buy my thing? Instead, you're like, hey, I noticed that you had this need. So let's say you're in a Facebook group. Let me give you an example. And you notice that people are talking about, oh, I'm just really struggling with leads and sales. Like, so for example, so I have a free checklist and offer that talks about the 30-day posting method gets sold out, right? It's similar to this, but it's a different kind of training in the specific social media. So I might just say, hey, I actually have a checklist and a video training on this. Happy to send it your way. Just let me know if you want it. Do you know how many times people have DM me? They're in my other inbox because not only did the one person want it, but 100 more people. I'm telling you, when you take the time to, this is why we have to know who your ICA is first, and then create something free and then a funnel around it. Well, I don't have time to DM 100 people that day, but you know what I can do? Hey, here's the link. Hey, here's the link. Hey, here's the link. And I'm automating. You following? Everybody following? Say F for following, F for funnels in the comments if you get what we're saying here. So this is the exact way that you get minimal effort. You can do it on the go. You can do it while sitting at the doctor's office, taking you're like in the school line, pick up for the kids. And I've just been able to close sales that way, automate leads and sales. It's just, yes, exactly. Yes, it's just so exciting. It's so fun. F is for fun. I really get excited about it. So Magnetic content, remember that may repel some, we don't care. That's free on social media will attract the right kinds of leads and sales with the right plan. So we're to our final step in a minute. Sonia was another one. She was she was actually like a magnetic, more manifesting coach. Again, struggling to get to 5 figures, 10K months, right? Now, after working with me, I think we got her to like 25K. This was right as she was hitting her first 5 figure. And again, she's just been rocking it. She grew a Facebook group and her client list is like thousands. And it's just so exciting. Who would like to do that in the next 8 weeks where you're just like, F this, I'm going to the top now and I want a proven plan, because once you get to 10K, you want to double it to 20 and then you want to keep doubling things. That's how I was taught to do it. I will tell you, I feel like the first 10K was the hardest. I've heard lots of millionaires also say that. And then after that, your first 100K, but then things start to open up. And this is why I'm very passionate about really helping people get into those secure, consistent months instead of winging it. Okay. So C for convert in the cash injection system. We want to give value first, sell second. I want to compare this to going into a store. Clearly, I go into stores a lot. Okay, have you guys ever been in a little boutique and you go in, or whatever store? It's usually more the small business owners. And there's somebody at the desk and they just ignore you when you come in. And it's like a nice store and they're like, you're just like, you feel snob. They're talking to other people. Let me give you a second scenario. You come in and they won't leave you alone. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you? Okay, none of those are cool. What about option C? They say, hey, I'm, Sarah. It's so nice that you're in here. Please just let me know if you need anything. I'll be right there. I can grab a size. I'll let you browse. Which one do you guys like? 1, where you're snob, 2, where it's overboard, or 3, where it's calm, collected, you still feel seen. Which one? 1, 2, 3 in the comments. Which one? I like 3. I like to be acknowledged, but I also like to be left alone while I make decisions. But I also like to be served if I have questions. What? I have a lot of needs. So, since that's how I like to be treated, I'm going to assume that's how most of us like to be treated. Okay. Seen and heard, but not overwhelmed. That is, and again, maybe I sent 10 text messages today. That was on accident. But I understand. But in general, I like to just do a little drop in. Let me know if you need anything. You want to be front of mind. So I want you to think of your own business like that, right? So your funnel is not a billboard. Don't treat it like one. It's something you're inviting people to, okay? Your goal should be new email subscribers and new customers. Again, a huge thing I see people lacking is they focus on the sales, but not the email list. You're focused so much on your now money. You're ignoring 2 weeks from now money, 1 month from now money, 3 months. You all need money all the time. So you shouldn't just be focused on who's ready to bloom today. That's only 3% of people, by the way. I recommend you put that in the comments. What that means is, let me break this down for you. If 100 of your ideal clients were lined up in my warehouse out there, which holds over 100 people, and you were on stage, they were your ICA. They had money to invest, but they weren't ready to buy today. Only 3 out of those 100 would be ready to buy today. What are you doing with the 97 others? How about we create relationship? How about like the person at the store, just let me know we're here when you're ready. Yeah, would you like to sign on the email list? We'll let you know when specials come in. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? Tell me you get this in the comments. It's like making sense, right? Your funnel is an ATM machine on steroids. It makes everything in your existing online store work better and faster. You can automate the follow-ups, and this is why you're able to work in less hours when you have systems, okay? Don't assume that people know what you sell. Okay. So let's also talk about the whole thing where you just get ignored when they come in. You don't know what's hiding behind a corner. So this is that whole mixture. You want to be available to ask, like to give, to answer questions, to give content, but you also just need to be able to step back and say, browse at your own pace. And this is why your branding, your funnels, and all those things, they all need to go together. Okay. So let's talk about some things that you can sell. If this is for anybody in here who isn't that clear on what you sell, because we do need to know what you're selling. In order to make money with your funnel, you need that strategy and offer in place. I really just don't throw stuff up. You want to actually already know all these pieces, okay? The most effective sales mechanisms on the planet are email and live video. Okay. My step-by-step system funnel plan utilizes both. And you're welcome to write that down. Those are the two highest converters, have been for years, continue to be, still are. You can listen to Sabri Subi, Alex Hormozi, Chris Do, people who have many more million followers than me. They say the exact same thing. And these have been the things that have converted the best for me for over a decade. Okay. So here's a couple more testimonials in the higher level testimonials. Kathy Heller hired me multiple different times. The first time she had no brand, like no fonts, colors, didn't know what she was called, no offer, no list. Okay. So I put all that in place for her, coached her on it, and we did 180K in 90 days. And she sold a songwriting course. So for those of you who are like, oh, it's just B2B or this or that. No, stop making excuses. I've worked with silversmiths, with creatives, with artists, with consultants, with book authors, with publishing companies, with musicians. I'm telling you, there's a system that works, and I've got it dialed in. The second round, she brought me back in as a consultant and a strategist, and we did about 2 million in 10 days. So that's pretty cool. Put a number 1 in the comments if you want some results like this. And I really want to encourage you, the reason is like she believed in herself. So though I am talking to you about funnels and I am talking to you about strategy, you have to at least have enough belief in yourself. You're going to invest financially in your time and you're willing to go all in. I'd love to hear in the comments, all in. And the grand finale of Carl Allen, I'm always like, who wants to beat Carl in the 7-figure club? He literally wrote me, this is a quote from an email: Tiana strategies and funnels helped my company grow 25 million in 3 years. And then we did 4 million in 2 hours this year. So obviously we've got a wide gamut. People want to make 5K, help them do that 10K, 15, 25. But these systems, when you stack with capital and then with ads at that point, can generate that much. And the cool thing is you're building with the proper foundation when you work with my systems. Okay. So let's be clear about sales. Sales don't happen on their own. You can type that, quote me on it. Each of my students made money because they implemented a specific sales strategy and funnel. So this again is what it looks like. It's the A2D cash injection system: attract, brand, grow, convert. Okay. This is not a bunch of theory. I promised you that. Tons of case studies, testimonials, and my own life. I bet my own life every single day of the week on this. Guaranteed. It's been tested and proven to work by me and hundreds of my students. If you take away one thing, this is what I want you to know: that you can use your funnels to dramatically increase revenue without hustling for clients 24/7. Okay. And I've developed this 4-step framework that makes it easy and plug and play for you to create your own profitable funnels in a system that I've outlined for you today. So here's the big question: how can you apply this framework to your own business and tap into the power of funnels to increase sales? Okay. Now think about the beginning with IKEA. Okay. You can waste tons of time and effort trying to figure out everything by yourself, or you guessed it, because I know you're smart people here, you can fast track your results with my step-by-step program, the Automate to Dominate system, which is included in the 7-Figure Club membership that I'm going to give you an invitation to now. Are you guys ready? Remember, this is the part I told you about. Stay to the end because there's something else I'm going to share with you. I'm really excited. So this is what my program is, and enrollment is now open. Now I want to tell you, I'm going to tell you about the price for a minute, but this price is only good through February, because when we do another workshop, we're going to probably double the entire process. So if you want to be in at this early bird pricing, this is what you're going to get. I'm going to show you first, though, a bird's eye view of what you get in my program. I even pull back the curtain, and when I give you the link in a minute, you actually can even watch a behind the scenes video. I definitely want transparency. I'm only interested in working with people who value what I do. And if you have any questions, let me tell you what we're going to do today. So in lesson 1, we're going to walk you through your business and offers, because we don't have a business if it's not clear what you're selling, right? Number 2 is your brand. And I teach you how to actually create your own luxury brand. And in this whole thing is feedback, because like I said, you get 2 seconds. So you could have great offers. You could be a great person and awesome at what you do. But if your brand does not match that vibe, people aren't going to pay you and they're not going to take you serious. That's just the truth. Grow. your list and email marketing systems, And so again, funnels are included in all of this, but this is the result that we all need. If you ever want to be acquired one day or sell your company or even get on TV and media, they are going to ask you the number one question. Do you know what they're going to ask you? How big is your email list? So if you're not focused on that and getting that to 10K, 30K, 100K, you will not get to be qualified for so many deals that you otherwise would be qualified for. So we got to fix that ASAP. And then there's your other funnels, your sales qualification funnel. You just have to learn how to attract and magnetize and qualify higher ticket buyers, whether higher ticket means a 2K course program or hybrid program or 10, 20, 50K programs. I teach that method in this program. So here's some cool bonuses that are going to expire at the end of the time here. Okay. So in a minute, I'm going to set a 15-minute timer. When I get done sharing this, I'm going to take any questions and all questions. And I just have a huge surprise. I'm waiting till the very end. So you're serious because you're not going to believe what I get to give you guys today. Okay, so here's one of the crazy bonuses I am offering. People are like, don't do it. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 months of Go High Level hosting included in your membership if you pay in full. So this is only for the pay in full one. Otherwise, you can get my affiliate link. This is where I just want to help you out and I give the access that Go High Level would charge $497 a month for. I'm going to include that in this. So literally you're getting this incredible bonus. If you don't know what Go High Level is, it is like the world's #1 software right now for all your hosting needs, for your website, for your funnels, for your social media marketing, for calendar system, like all of it. I break it down. This is just a bonus. And it's because I really want people to be like, if I sign up with this, I've got everything I need in place. I've got a 3-month runway to get it done. And really it's a 6-week, these modules that you can have, but I like to give a little extra time because life happens. Okay. The other thing I'm giving is something that's not even on the market right now. This is my proven step-by-step system. If you want to blow up on YouTube, your email list and landing pages and SEO just organically, this is a proven, this will blow up anybody's business. So I was really desperate for money. I was going through a divorce. I had nothing, no money. And literally the quarters in my dash, all my bank accounts were frozen. And I had, because of being tied to my ex-husband, and it was literally like do or die. And I had no family support. I had no community. I had left the church I grew up in to get divorced and it was real. And I thankfully had already figured this out. Okay. But I still was scared. I was scared because I then was full-time custody of a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, my precious babies. And I just want to share this because this method is what I followed, and I made 20K in 3 days when I made the decision. And I did already have some funnels and I do know how to brand. So I'm giving you a 2-3 month timeline, but I'm telling you I don't know. You have to have the fire within yourself. Anything is possible if you need it bad enough and if you want it bad enough. So I already had my master's degree at that point. I could have taken a normal job, but I knew they would be maxed out. I'd be away from my babies. I just take this serious. So if you're like me, I'm telling you, this is the method. I wish I would have had me. That's how I build my systems. I wish I would have had this, and that's what I build. So I don't know about any of you. I feel like that's the best place to come from. You're also going to get my Freedom Planner system, which is amazing. And our hard copy version is almost done. But for now, you get the download. You can print it out. This is a step-by-step system on really following a daily method. I'm into checklists. Can anybody put in the comments if you're into checklists? Okay. I'm also offering 4 live group coaching calls, which we will schedule out over the next couple months, where it will be one-to-one with me and or some team members on my team. We're talking high ticket sales. We're talking Go High Level. We're talking offer creation. We'll probably do a vote in the private community and app, what you guys really want to hear from and talk about. This is a very supportive, hands-on community. This is not just a course at all. And you're also getting the community with this. So you're getting a private app. You're getting behind the scenes. You're getting the ability to ask questions, to get feedback. Yes, you can post your links. It's a funnel thing. I don't understand these communities where they're like, oh, I can't post my link. whatever. Like, let us see your funnel. We want to help you. We want to optimize this. We want you to get the leads and sales in. Just preparing for this myself, I had like 8, 9 different people looking at my funnels to make sure they were optimized. And then ultimately ads and strangers determine, and you A/B test. It is not a one and done thing. And that's why I want to help people really pull back the curtain and say, like, no, like, we want to be there for you. We want to help you get these results. Let's get it done. And again, the 15-minute clock, I'm putting it on my phone right now. Okay, the 15 minutes has begun. The calculator has begun. Okay, I'm putting 15 minutes on the clock. So here's how this is starting now, okay? All the bonuses that I talked about, these are only 15-minute bonuses right here. Okay, so the other ones, the Go High Level hosting, if you pay in full, even today, that's fine. You can get that. These 2 bonuses are only included if you purchase right now within these 15 minutes, okay? So you're going to get the sold out system. This is me literally with a 6-figure plaque from one of the softwares that I use, the exact system that I train on in my sold out system, okay? And you can do it in about an hour a day, or you can time block it on the weekends or once a month and save yourself even more time. Okay. And then there's also the cash injection system, which is where I take you through live sales workshop. And we might just do a brand new one with all y'all on it. And it includes my sales scripts. It includes the 5 questions to ask on every sales call. So look, if you added all this up, even at a radical, like, it's worth way more than this, because I'm literally giving you my personal 7-figure funnel templates in it. Okay. Like, click and play. Like, have you guys ever been in any courses or downloads and they're like, oh yeah, it's our funnel. And it's like a PDF. It's not actually the funnel, or it's not the actual funnel they were talking about. No, I actually give you guys the current funnels that work really well for me, because I want you to get results. Okay. I want you to get excited. I want you to make that money, and I want you to feel like hope and excitement for your business. Okay. So that's what I do. So for today, if we added up all these different funnels and all these different things and you just purchased it's at a minimum about 10K. Okay. For today, our early bird pricing for February is $19.97, pay in full. There is a payment plan. If you go on the link, it's $297 a month. But for right now, all these bonuses and the Go High Level and some of the pay in full bonuses are only if you pay in full. Plus, you'll save yourself almost 50% by paying in full. So it's up to you. I'm going to tell you where you need to go. But before I do, I want to ask you this. The question is not if you'll make your money back. Okay, one $2,000 sale, it's made back. That's amazing, right? It's how many times over you'll be able to do it. And again, just to remind you of some of the success stories, like Kathy, over 180K on her first launch, multiple other clients saying they had their first 2,000 payment, 4,000 in 2 days. These are just screenshots from my 7-figure club group, 5 group coaching clients, over 50 of my planners sold. These people launched these things with me. They didn't have them before. And that's what I loved. Same with Dr. Liz. Like, she was just doing hourly consulting. I've actually helped a lot of therapists go from hourly or service people hourly to creating your own trademarked program and selling that for thousands instead of a couple hundred and trading time for money. Okay. Again, Emmy was in Africa, Zimbabwe, tripled her income from her online program. Candace in Australia, 4,600. She had never been in business for herself. Right now, she's rocking it. I think she messaged me a couple months ago. She was at 20K months and it has been consistent. Sonia Lania, same thing. So, and again, we've got the GOAT here. Who wants to beat Carl Allen? Put it in the comments. Who wants to clear over 25 million? Put it in the comments. I want to hear it. What do you really want to hit? Let's say in the next 1 to 3 years. Let's see the big goals. So here's the thing. I don't offer refunds, and I do not like chargebacks, and I won't play nice about that. But what I do offer is, if you come in here and you do the work, that if you've paid in full upfront, that we're going to help you get that ROI. Like, we're going to show up for you. You get to ask questions. I've never had somebody not get their ROI unless they just didn't show up. Okay. So I can't control that. It's like buying a gym membership, not going to the gym. Okay. I can't guarantee that. But if you come and you show up at the gym, you're going to get some awesome results. So here's what you want to do. Go to TianaSmithCoaching.com and you're going to click on the 7-figure club in the menu. On the first header right there is this bit that says enroll now. Okay. Or if you have questions, here's my big bonus. Part of my team, we are available for one-to-one calls. Okay. So this is really cool. I've never been able to offer this before. I'm really excited about it. So if you do have specific calls, this is what you would do instead. You still go to TianaSmithCoaching.com, click on the 7-Figure Club, and click on Get a Call, fill out the short little calendar thing, and they're available right now. So again, we're down to 15 minutes. Right now we're down to 10 minutes. And so I'd love to know if you have questions about the offer, about strategy, about anything, and you can put it over here in the comments, okay? And so I'd love to ask, as I see if there's any questions coming in and seeing if I missed anything, I would love to ask, like, if it was, let's say it's March and April. So this is really a program you could implement just even in March. If you were like, I need to act fast. Okay. I mapped it out into 6 weekly modules. That's outside of just the full membership, the hosting, the support. Like you're actually joining a whole membership. But if we're talking about putting your A2D framework into place to get those cash injections, to automate your list, to automate sales, and you did that in March, how would it feel if you went into April and you closed 10K? I'd love to know in the comments. Like it actually worked. You were like, oh my goodness, I wasn't sure. I took this risk and it actually worked. How would it feel in the comments? Let me know in the comments. I need some feedback here. So, and then I'm going to scroll up, see if there was any questions, things like that. And let me know if you guys do have any specific questions. And I'm going to also share my screen to take the questions at this point too. So I'm going to share my screen. And then if you guys have, let me see, I'm going to go stop screen share. Hey, do you guys like my new background, by the way? It's so fun to get to have a space to share with people. Okay, we're going to go here. So this is when you go to TianaSmithCoaching.com. Let me show you how to do it. Click on the 7-Figure Club and you can scroll down and you can look over things. You've got about 8 minutes left. You can watch my video walkthrough where I'm going to do a screen share and you can kind of see a little bit more about the community. But honestly, being on the call today, you're going to kind of know exactly what you're going to have. You can see more of the testimonials. This is where you're going to click on if you want to do a one pay. And cool thing is, we're operating through Stripe. If for some reason you need to use things like Affirm or Klarna, absolutely, I'd recommend that because then that would give you the pay in full bonuses of a 1-hour strategy call with my team. So for anybody who buys, one of the other bonuses outside of Go High Level hosting, if you don't already have it, is a 1-hour strategy call with my pro sales teams to talk about sales. Because we find that is one of the most underrated skills that most people have, and they're scared of the word sales and about high ticket. So we really want to take away that fear. If you did need the payment plan, you would not be able to get all the extra bonuses, but you could still get the incredible program. And so it's going to be awesome. And you'll get access to that right here. And that's only $297. So rather than waiting to talk about like that process, here's where you also want to go to get on a call. So I'm going to do this. So you're going to go here. It'll look like this and you can book a call for today. They opened up their schedules just for my clients. So for our team, so you guys can book that. I'm going to come back to StreamYard, see if you guys have any questions, just tell you thank you so much for your time. We've got a few minutes, 7 minutes is left on the clock. So I'm going to stop the recording because I don't see many questions coming in. And I just want to thank you for spending this time with me. So many of you stayed till the very end. I'm excited to get to know you, learn more about your businesses, and you have the information that you need. So I hope to see you on the inside. Have a great day.